What is up guys, Paul James here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build out this website from start to finish, and it's only going to cost you $3. That's right, this entire website we're going to build it out for a roofing company for just $3. This is an actual client of mine, so we're going ahead and building out this site, and you're going to watch me build it out from start to finish for just $3. And the reason why I'm building it out on such a budget is because I understand that there might be some new roofing companies out there starting, and you might need a website that you need to build for your own company, and you're on a budget, and I want to show you how to do it on the cheap. Maybe you want to build a lead gen website, or maybe you just want to tweak this website for any other company, because you can definitely tweak it for any other kind of like skilled trade company, or really any other company if you want. So let's go ahead and jump on the computer and get started. Alright guys, so I'm kind of doing this from the fly. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to use a free WordPress theme. Reason being is because there's lots of good paid themes out there. I have a couple myself that I really enjoy using and that I've built just for the purpose of my business. But I know a lot of you guys are out there and you're on a budget and you want to build something on as cheap of a budget as you can. So that's what this video is all about. Today we're going to be building out a roofing site. So let's get to it. So I'm going to start by going to Appearance and Themes, and we're going to hit Add New, and I'm just going to start off by looking through the themes and seeing if I can find something that I like that I think will look good. Now I may start developing with a theme and I may change my mind halfway through and decide that I totally don't like it at all. So I think this theme might look sufficient for a local roofing site because we've got the option to put up a phone number up here, and I just feel like I could probably customize this pretty easily to a roofer. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this one and give it a try. And again, I may change my mind, but for now we'll try this one. Let's go ahead and activate it. So it looks like this theme, after we installed it, put a separate settings menu here. Some themes do that. Sometimes they give you a theme options tab, and sometimes it'll be down here. Sometimes they'll put the options under the customize section, but just look around, you should be able to find them. So it looks like we have a couple options of layouts. We have a box layout or a full width layout. So I'm gonna actually go and open up the site and see what it looks like right now. This is the boxed layout. And let's see what it looks like if we move it to responsive. Okay, so pretty nice looking theme so far. I'm gonna try and make it full width once and see what that layout looks like, and that'll help me kind of decide. All right, so I'm not too decided actually on which one I want to do yet. That's all right. I'll probably just leave it like this for now, and maybe I'll change my mind. Let's again see the responsiveness of this. So both look pretty good. I mean, I kind of like them both. I think probably starting off right away with the sliders is going to be the best choice. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to head over to a site called Pixabay, and I'm going to see if I can find some free photos over there for a roofer. So these images on the bottom are free on Pixabay. The ones up top are ads for Shutterstock, so you have to actually pay for those. So here we go. I've got a roofing tool belt. That's a good photo. I'm going to download that one. You want to download usually as large as you can. Usually HD quality, like 1920 by 1080 is usually where you want to aim for. So what I just did there was I actually went through and figured out how to add in the slider images, because again, I'm doing this on the fly. I've never used this theme before, so sometimes it takes some research. So it looks like I need to create a category for this and call it whatever I want. I'm going to call it slider. And then I can create a post, and we'll just call it slider 1. I'll actually just do some keyword here. Let's do this roofing slider 1, and you need to check the category you created for slider, and then we need to set the slider as our featured image. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to upload it in there and set featured image and publish. So we're going to need to go back to categories and find out what tag ID that was. So it looks like it's tag ID 2. And I'm getting that from up here in the URL bar, tag ID equals 2. So there's my tag right there. Let's go ahead and save that and see if that works. All right, cool. It did make it a little bit large, so I'm wondering if it says anywhere what size the slider should be. So I've got one slider image in there. I'm probably going to resize it because it looks a little bit big. But for now, we'll just kind of leave it like that, and we'll go through the rest of the settings. So I think we're just going to kind of start up at the top here and then work our way down. I'm entering in some social links here. So these are going right to your clients or your social network pages. All right, so we're going to save those changes. All right, great. So we've got the location in, probably update that with the address. We've got the email link, the call button, and then we've got our social widgets up here as well. So let's go ahead and go through the rest of the settings. So this theme has a header image that I'm going to add in here. It's 290 by 110. Now you can use something called Pixlr to go ahead and put that in there. Let me show you what that looks like. So pixlr.com/editor, this is a free editor that you can use. I'm going to use Photoshop because I have it and I prefer Photoshop, but that's basically a free Photoshop. So I went to iconfinder.com and I purchased this little house icon for $1. I'm going to download the PNG and I'm going to use that to create my logo. So the logo needs to be 290 by 110. So this is just an example of how I might create a logo without hiring a graphic designer. I'm going to save this as a PNG. And now I'm going to go ahead and upload that here. And now we've got a logo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and check out the widgets of this theme. So I'm going to come into Appearance and Widgets, and it looks like they have a footer area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a footer area just to kind of see what this looks like. So I'm probably going to use this footer area for a contact form. I'm going to use the contact form 7 plugin to do that, to accomplish that. So I'm going to go under plugins, hit add new, type in contact form 7. And we're going to install that plugin. It's actually really easy to do. So we can customize our contact form here. By default, it asks for name, email, subject, message, and a send button, which is good enough for me. So I'm going to grab this short code and go back into that widget section and paste that in there. Save that. And let's just take a look at what that looks like. Cool, that looks good. Coming back to the sliders, I did a little investigating on how to remove the slider titles, because right now it's showing roofing slider 1 over my sliders. I don't like that. So what I found out is I need to place this into the custom CSS styling. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So right there, and that should actually delete that. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. Great. So I'm actually deciding to go back to a boxed layout. So I've done that, and that's what that looks like. So I really like the way that looks better. I'm noticing a problem with these sliders. I don't like the way they're proportioned right now. They're way too big. So I'm going to make them about 450. I'm gonna go right about 465 for a height. So 1200 by 465. So I'm gonna just create a blank Photoshop thing and do it 1200 by 465. So this is the height I want my sliders. This is like the exact size. I'm gonna drag in my sliders here first and position them the way I want them. So they'll look good. So I'll position this one like that. That looks good. So I'm going to call this slider 1. Let's save it as a PNG file. Normally load a little faster. I'm going to go back into Pixabay and see if I can't find any other sliders. Again, just playing around with more slider options here. Now, if you're looking for better stock images, you can use a site called Deposit Photos, which is going to have a lot more choices. Like if I type in roofing in here, you've got a lot better choices of people actually working on roofs, but these images cost you about $1 per image. And again, I'm trying to keep this simple and make it as free as possible. So that's why I'm going the route I'm going. Let's go and add these sliders into the site now. All right, so there's our sliders. That looks good. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of these blog posts on the front page. I just don't really care for them there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a page, and we'll call this home page. We'll call it home. And I'm going to grab some lorem ipsum dummy text. So just some blank content that I can stick in here to kind of get a feel for how I want it to look. And I'm going to set the reading settings to have this home page as a static page. Let's reload and see what that looks like. All right, so by default it gives us a sidebar, which is cool. If we want that there, that would be fine. We don't have to have it there. Let's check out the other layouts and see what they look like. Okay, so that would be full width. Put it on the left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it on the left, and I'm going to use this area over here to put like a call to action. So I'm going to design an image that's 275 by 325. So we're going to say free quote. I'm going to go into deposit photos and use one of these. I'm gonna use that as like my background image. How slick is that, right? Then I'm going to find in icon finder a telephone icon. So here's a free one right here. Download that as a PNG. So I've got my little image design going on here. I'm gonna actually fill these colors in to make them white, I think. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that pops a little bit more. Do the same thing with this phone icon. And what color was this site? I don't even remember. It's kind of like this blue color. So let's do this. I'm gonna grab the color tool and paste in that blue color. And I'm gonna grab a paintbrush tool and I'm gonna use this brush here. Make a new layer. And I'm gonna put this as kind of like a highlight. Oh, I've got to change my opacity here. All right, there we go. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Move that over. That looks good. Draws attention to it. Let's bring this white. Actually, let's bring it back to black. But let's put a white stroke around it. And also we'll do a drop shadow too. And my underline isn't showing up too well anymore, so I'm going to drag that down a little bit. There we go. So there's my free quote icon. I want to save that as a PNG. I'll save it as a PSD too. I'm going to call it call to action because that's really what it is. I'm trying to get them to call. And here's how we add that in. We're going to come into our site, under media, hit add new. We're going to upload that PNG file here. And we're going to grab the URL right here. Come over to widgets. We're going to delete all these other widgets in here. Could leave the search widget if you wanted. It just depends how much content you're going to have on your site. So I'll leave it for now. We're going to drag in a text widget. And we're going to type in this code. We're going to do ahref equals quotation marks, close it off. And we're going to do image source equals quotation marks, close it off. Now in between the image source quotation marks, and we're also going to do /a to close off the ahref. So just pause the video and copy this down. In between the image source is going to go our image. The ahref is going to go the phone number. So whatever the phone number is, do plus, do the country code for United States, it's 1, and then your area code, and then the phone number. And what that's going to do is it's not only, I'm also going to center this. it's not only going to stick your image in there, but it's going to turn it into a tap to call, meaning if I click on this, it will actually call. One thing we have to do is we have to actually put tell. So like this is how it's supposed to be. Tell. Let's try that. Yep, there it is. So now on a mobile phone, when that shows up and they click it, it'll actually dial. It'll dial the lead, the phone. So pretty awesome. All right, so the theme is nearly finished. It's almost exactly the way I want it. We've got a nice roofing site, nice responsive theme here. The only thing left to do is add in some pages. So and tweak the menu, of course. So we'll just kind of start off by adding in a, let me drag this down to the right position. We're going to start by adding in an About Us page and a Contact Us page. So let's go to Pages, Add New, and add in an About Us page. Use some lorem ipsum text there again. Publish that. And then let's do a Contact Us page. We'll do some lorem ipsum text, but we're going to also throw in our contact form. So we're going to grab the short code here from contact form 7, and we'll throw that in as well. Let's update that. So now let's create a menu. So we're going to go to Appearance and Menus, and we're going to go ahead and drag this around the way we want it. All right, we'll create that menu. We're going to manage locations up here, menu 1, and save the changes. And let's refresh. Awesome. So we've got an About Us page, we've got a Contact Us page, and then we've of course got our home page. And we could go and keep adding in more pages as we feel necessary. Some things that I might do differently if I wanted to tweak this even further is I might take this contact form and remove it out of the footer altogether, and instead maybe use the footer to put in something else, like maybe a map widget or something like that. And I would maybe move the contact form up here. Maybe I would use this area for a YouTube video. So let's just kind of do an alternate layout just for the heck of it. So let's go to Appearance, let's go to Widgets, and let's do BR for line break. And let's paste that contact form up there. Let's refresh and make sure that looks good. All right, so now that contact form is there. I don't like that centered though, so I'm gonna close that center tag here. Also going to put like an H3 here. Put free quote. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And then down here, maybe we'll swap that out with a YouTube video. So this would be a roofing YouTube video, but instead we'll just use mine. So we're going to embed it here. Let's see what size we're going to need that. It's a pretty big area. So I'm going to grab a big video. I'm going to go with the 853 video. And we're going to put that here. Save that. Refresh. So there we go. Now we've got a video there. So that's just kind of an alternate layout idea. Just depending on what you want. Maybe I want to put another picture here. I could do that. We could go grab another picture to kind of fill in this bottom space. or I might have more content that fills up that area. I'm not really sure yet. I mean, it could go whatever way, but let's just put a picture in there for the heck of it. So we're going to update that on the home page. We're going to paste it right at the bottom here. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So there we go. We have our roofing site built. We have the alternate version. Of course, we could switch it around. We could put the contact form down here. But what we have is a nicely designed website that we built out on WordPress using a free platform, using a free theme. We spent $1 on an icon, I believe, on the roofing icon for the logo. And we spent $2 on stock photos, one here and one here. So we built this entire theme for $3. So I encourage you to go out and use my video to replicate and build your very own theme for a roofing site, or you could tweak this a little bit and make it for any site that you want. All right, guys, we'll catch you later.